Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to give you a quick walkthrough of the RMC resources that can be helpful for any type of digital media projects. So if you click on Introduction and FAQ, you'll be able to find the introduction slide to the RMC resources. And then in this slide, I'm going to talk about the equipment, software, spaces, and the services available at the RMC. But before we talk about these resources, you need to know that any media production can be divided into 3 stages, which is pre-production. That means this is the stage for planning. And then production stage, this is meaning for recording. And then finally, the post-production stage, this is where you're gonna edit your story together. So I'd like to introduce you the RMC resources that are relevant to each of the stage. So during the pre-production stage, this is a really important stage because you need to doing a lot of planning to make sure that your production can go smooth. And one resource at the library that can be helpful for pre-production stage is LinkedIn Learning. So if you click on LinkedIn Learning, this will direct you to our library page where you can access LinkedIn Learning for free from here. So when you're students at UVA, you'll be able to use LinkedIn Learning for free. So definitely take advantage of this great resource. So after you log in through your net badge, you'll be able to land on the LinkedIn homepage. LinkedIn Learning is really great for learning all sorts of topics ranging from business to creative to technology. And University of Virginia also have some built career path that build learning path for you to explore on your own. And then another benefit of LinkedIn Learning is after you complete any course on LinkedIn Learning, you'll be able to get a digital certificate and that you can publish directly to your LinkedIn page if you have one. If you don't have a LinkedIn page, I highly recommend you create one, and that's basically what you a lot of employers will look at your LinkedIn page to see what skills and experience you have, and then having a certificate published on your LinkedIn page will help employers know that what skills you've learned during the college years. So this can be very helpful. If you want to learn particular thing, for example, video production, then you can definitely type in video production, and then there will be all sorts of courses or videos, even audios available. You can screen them through the type, and then if you want to watch a complete course, then you can filter through courses, and then you can also save them to your playlist if you want. So that's LinkedIn Learning. And then during the production stage, this is where you're gonna acquire all sorts of equipment based on the type of digital project that you're working on. If you need a camera, we do have what we call walk-in cameras and also high-end equipment that you can use. So the low end or the more user-friendly ones are these two, which is Canon Vixia and Zoom. These are very user-friendly and easier for beginners, and they can shoot 1080 HD. So usually they covers almost 80% of the digital projects. And for people who are advanced users of cameras, you can also check out our Canon C100 and Canon F300. We also recently added Canon C200, which is the next generation of C100. So all of these, we consider them as high-end equipment, and if you see them marked as high-end equipment, that means they need training and reservation in advance. But for low-end or walk-in equipment, it's all first come, first serve, so there's no reservation system available. You just need to come to the RMC front desk and then ask for the camera. And then all of our equipment is for 24-hour checkout, so you need to plan ahead. And when you return it the next day, if no one else, is going to check out the camera, then you can, check out for the next day. And then you may also need some mics and recorders. All of these are considered walk-in equipment. So basically first come, first serve, again, for 24-hour checkout. And the things that can be mostly popular or mostly useful for a lot of the digital projects are the desktop mics. They can be used for creating voiceovers. and they're very easy to use. They basically just have a USB plug-in to your computer, and then once you choose the correct input, then you can use them to record more like a professional level quality of audio. And then we also have these wireless lavalier mics, which you can use to pair with the cameras. These are often used for recording interviews or do any sort of a professional professional video production. And then we also have these portable recorders available if you want to record your own sound effects, or you just need a portable recorder for interviews. You could also use this for voiceovers, so these can be helpful as well. And finally, the boom mics are usually for more advanced video production projects that you often see in TV production. They have this one person holding the boom mic, so it will not be visible in the scene, but it can make sure that the people who are being filmed don't have to wear these kind of lavalier mics, but can still get pretty good audio. So this is usually not really used by many students, but just for you to know that this exists. And for some, maybe also interested in checking out the light kits. We have a number of different light kits available in terms of the size and also their capabilities. So for the halogen lights, this one can have some safety issues because they tend to be very hot and bright. So we do have a training for the light kits that you have to complete before accessing our lights. There's also a reservation system available for you to reserve them ahead of time. We really recommend these LED lights because nowadays they are the most popular ones, and then they're not hot when they're light up, and also they're more easily portable. So these are the ones I highly recommend. But if you're just a beginner doing a project, I don't even recommend you checking out the light kits. All you need to do is just make sure you find a space that has ample lights, so you don't have to use additional light kits to light up the room. And then we also have several studios available. The One Button Studio is no longer available, but we have two more, which is the Video Studio and Audio Studio. So the Video Studio one is really great for any type of video projects, ranging from doing interviews, or you want to have a green screen effect because we have a green screen backdrop there, or you want to do a presentation. So we already have the camera set up. There's also a teleprompter which you can have the scripts loaded to the computer and then read off the script and then write through the camera. And then we also have several props available for you to set up, as an interview, or if you want to be creative, you can do that as well, and a different kind of backdrops available. We also have the built-in lights that you can control based on your need. So this is a really versatile video studio that can satisfy many of the video production needs. There's an online reservation available, and then it also requires training prior to accessing the room. So the training you can access from here. And then for the audio studio, this is really great for creating podcasts, doing audio interviews, recording voiceovers, or do music production. You can see that we have some MIDI instrument available, even guitar, electric guitar that you can use. We also have band coming to record their own music. We have 3 sound booth that available for you to use. If you are completely new to audio production or sound production, what you can do is just bring your own computer and find sound booth to record your voiceover. This way you don't have to learn about the setup in the room, and then you can just go ahead and do the recording in a quiet room. And then for our audio studio, no training is required. If you want to learn about the setup, you can always grab a consultant at the desk and ask them how to use our equipment in the studio. Finally, it's the post-production. That's when you probably need access to computers, and then and also some editing software for you to use to edit your story together. Depending on the type of project you're working on, you may require different kind of software, but we probably have everything that you need, ranging from Adobe Creative Cloud to Final Cut Pro, Audacity, all the things that you probably need. We already have this preloaded to our powerful iMacs. But we have 2 locations that you can use. One is called G-Lab. G-Lab also doubles as a classroom, but we rarely have classes in the G-Lab. So whenever there's no classes, those spaces are free for you to use. It's just when we have a class, we may ask you to leave. But if you want to have uninterrupted experience working on your project, then we recommend you to come to our digital media lab, which is around the corner. And you can find the door next to the restroom area. And then we always have a consultant staff at the digital media lab, along with 7 or 8 powerful iMacs with a dual monitor setup. This is really designed for any sort of editing projects. And again, we have the software preloaded to the computers as well. And then consultants is also there to assist you if you have any questions related to the software. They're usually very knowledgeable and can provide guidance and assistance if you need. And finally, there are a couple of ways to reach out to us. First of all, you can definitely come to the front desk if you have any questions. You can also, consult with the student consultant at the DML. But we also have RMC website where you can learn more about the spaces, equipment, and the tutorials that we offer. We also have upcoming events that you can check out. These are usually for the trainings that we have or some additional workshops we have. And here you can also find all staff's contact information. If you go to equipment, you'll be able to browse through the type of equipment we have. If you click on browse all RMC equipment, you'll be able to see all sorts of things we offer. So we don't only offer things like video, audio production equipment. We also have like iPad Pros or AR, VR, 3D printers. So you can here to filter through the different kind of equipment you need. So just to let you know that cameras, these refers to high-end camera because they have a reservation associated. But if you see walk-up cameras, then these are the ones that don't need any reservation. We also have tripods that you can check out, and this is definitely a plus for video production. Okay, so that's the quick introduction of the RMC resources. We also have a 360 image tour, which you can take a look if you don't have a chance to visit our space. And then we also have a couple of links for you to check out to learn more about our services. We also have a RMC Discord, which you can join. Basically, this is an inclusive online community for anyone interested in creative technologies. So we post a lot of events and resources on Discord. So this is a great place for you to have an online community and keep learning. And then we can always be reached at teachlearn@virginia.edu if you have any questions. Our staff are on this listserv, so you'll be able to talk to us, and we will be able to reply to you usually in 2 business days. So these are some FAQs if you have a little bit more have more questions. And then other than just the quick introduction, there are also some additional resources you can check out on this guide. If your project is ready to podcasting, then we have Audacity Essential Training available that you can work on it on your own to learn about Audacity. But we also have additional resources helping you to create effective podcast. Even if you want to create a website to host your podcast, you'll be able to find we have a tutorial for you there. And then if your project is video storytelling, and then we have a training on iMovie. This is basically the most user-friendly video editing software that you can use to create a quick video project. We also, again, have additional resources available for you to explore on your own. And then finally, if you're into multimedia presentation, there's also Adobe Spark resources available. Although Adobe Spark now has changed their name to Adobe Creative Cloud, so they also start to charge. So these may not be relevant. And then finally, we have copyright resources if you want to learn about fair use. And do be mindful about your own digital project and then using the assets in your project. And normally, if this is for a class, you're under fair use, that is for educational purposes. But again, if you want to publish this outside the class, then you need to be careful, because if you're using any assets that are copyrighted, and then if you don't have permission, you might be sued. So be careful about the assets you use in your digital project. Okay, so that's all. And I will also include the link for you so you can check out the resources on your own.